It's such a feisty little monkey. Guys, remember the twins that we hatched out? Here they are. They definitely are still pretty small, but they've about doubled their size since they hatched, and they seem to be doing really well. Hey, good morning everybody, welcome to the vlog, and guess what? It's Lori's birthday! And of course, I gave her this paddleboard for her birthday, which I obviously didn't do a real good job of sneaking that one in. I tried really hard. Noah really messed it up, didn't he?
No.
No?
It had nothing to do with anybody. I already kind of knew. I was going to buy it myself, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it because I know you're going to do it, and then you'd be mad at me like before when I did that.
Well, regardless, what we're going to do today is I'm going to head to the shop, get some work done, show you guys some animals, and then we're going to go out paddleboarding, kind of spend a day with Lori, try to enjoy her birthday as much as she possibly can. Let's head to the shop. Look at that little monkey right there. What I figured I would do is show you guys some of the baby leopard geckos. I haven't really updated you guys on all of the beautiful hatchlings, and I'm not going to be able to show them all. But because it's Lori's birthday, I figured I'll show you a bunch of leopard geckos, maybe some ball pythons. We'll try to go around the shop really quick, make sure everything's okay, so I can get out of here, because after all, I don't want to work all day on Lori's birthday. This little gecko here is ridiculous. I mean, just take a look at the color and pattern on that animal there. Of course, this is a really aberrant pattern, kind of stripy, but also has that amazing tangerine color to it. Oh my gosh, this thing is going to be so ridiculous when it gets some size, because it's already ridiculous now. I can't wait to just kind of look through these cages and see what we find. It's definitely going to be hard to narrow down maybe just 10 or 12 geckos today. I'm going to have to do a longer video on this because there are already hundreds of amazing leopard geckos. And take a look at this one right here. This little monkey is actually a Hypo, white and yellow. I mean, just take a look at how awesome that is. That thing is beautiful. And again, that Hypo just really reduces the pattern so that there's very little to no black on it. And then that white and yellow just really changes things up. That thing is ridiculous. Is that the cutest little noise? I love when leopard geckos make that noise. This is a really cool animal. This comes from that dark project that Jessica has been working on. And just look at how unique that animal is. I mean, it's not quite like any other leopard gecko I've ever seen. And we're trying to kind of unlock the genetics behind it. We've been hatching some really cool stuff out of it this year. We have a bunch more eggs going on. So hopefully in the next couple years, we can really isolate this gene and figure out exactly what's going on. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. Jessica's not here today, and there's a bunch of leopard geckos that I'm finding. I don't even know what they are. I mean, take a look at this thing here. That is a crazy color and pattern. Originally, I would think like maybe that's a Mac Snow, but look at all that yellow that's coming through. And certainly it has a really cool pattern. And I'm not exactly 100% sure what this one is, but I know it's awesome. And I really love these guys. These are those Bell Albino kind of crazy pattern things that we're producing. These originated out of the bold stripe line, but for whatever reason, we're getting a bunch of really cool zigzaggedy patterns, and these things get incredible when they get some size to them. And what the heck, I might as well just show you what a bold stripe bell looks like. And right here is a pretty good example of what these guys look like. That is a really nice bold stripe, and again, that's that recessive Bell Albino. And to just give you the comparison, this right here is actually a bold stripe Tremper Albino. You can certainly see the difference between that Bell and the Tremper Albino. I mean, the Tremper Albino is absolutely gorgeous, but that Bell is ridiculous. And what the heck, let's go ahead and stick with the bold stripe stuff. This thing is crazy looking. And this one right here is actually a Hypo bold stripe tangerine, and the tangerine get prettier and prettier as they get bigger, and this thing is already ridiculous. I can't imagine what this thing is going to look like when it gets some size to it. And let's stick with the bold stripes that go the complete opposite way. This is actually one of those bold stripe snows, but from that dark animal that I was talking about earlier, that new gene that Jessica's been working with, and you can tell these things are super dark, super cool. Oh my gosh, that gecko is awesome. I've only been working with leopard geckos for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, but I think they are absolutely incredible. And the fact that they breed at a young size and are so prolific, you can really work projects like this pretty quickly. So just in the matter of the last 3 years, we've taken one animal that was slightly unusual, and we've got a big group of all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm really excited about this gene. And speaking of a dark animal, take a look at this. This is from that dark snow line that we have going on as well, but this is a super snow. And I've always always been asked, like, what's your favorite leopard gecko morph? And I always tell people, I think the Super Snow stuff is my favorite. I just love the animals. And this dark gene added to the Super Snow, doggy, that thing is gorgeous. And like I mentioned, that dark animal is throwing all kinds of really crazy stuff that doesn't even make a lot of sense. Here's another one right here. This is again from that dark animal. I mean, look at the pattern on that and the color. Oh man, that thing is crazy. Again, every time we hatch a bunch of animals from this line, we get surprised. Like when we finally think like maybe we're starting to get it figured out, it throws us for a curveball and we produce animals like this. And with Jessica not here, I'm not even 100% sure what this animal is, but I know it's absolutely incredible. Check out the cool pattern on this Max Snow Tremper. It's such a feisty little monkey. I mean, isn't that absolutely insane? I love this thing. I think I have to put sunglasses on for this one. Take a look at that thing. This, of course, is a Tangerine Sun Globe Owl, and oh my gosh, it is so bright. Even as a baby, can't imagine what this thing is going to look like because, again, the Tangerine is a polygenic trait where you're breeding the brightest orange to the brightest orange, and each generation they get better and better, but as they grow, the orange really develops. This thing is going to be ridiculous. Guys, remember the twins that we hatched out? Here they are. They definitely are still pretty small, but they've about doubled their size since they hatched, and they seem to be doing really well. I think they're absolutely adorable. Ooh, doggy. Again, I'm not 100% sure what this is, but it is ridiculous. Just take a look at that thing right there. I don't know. I mean, it's certainly a stripe. Looks like some kind of snow, but I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm definitely going to ask Jessica tomorrow when she comes into work, tell me what the heck this thing is, because that thing is ridiculous. If you guys want to, down in the comments, take a crack at it. Tell me what you think this little bugger is. This is another crazy cool animal here. Take a look at that. That is actually a Hypo Snow, kind of bold stripe, white and yellow. Oh my gosh, that thing is crazy looking. And again, I'm just barely touching the surface on these guys. I've only gotten through 2 racks and there's about 15 or 20 racks full of geckos. I think you're getting the idea how many amazing animals we've hatched so far. And again, we're only about halfway through the hatch. I mean, oh doggy, Jessica's done such a good job this year. This is actually a bold bell white and yellow. So the bell white and yellows together are really incredible. And then you put that bold pattern to it. Oh my gosh, when this thing gets like 25, 30 grams, it's gonna set your eyes on fire. What the heck, just like I did before, this one here is the Tremper bold white and yellow. So that way you get the idea of the difference between the Tremper and the bell. Again, an absolutely incredible animal. That bell albino line is just a little bit more orange and a little bit more brilliant. And again, when it comes to the 3 types of albinos with leopard geckos, they're not compatible. So if you breed a Tremper with a bell, you'll just get a bunch of normals, which you really don't want to do because then you don't know when you produce an albino if it's a Tremper or a bell, other than the fact that they look a little bit different, but you can't really sell them that way. So you always try to keep the albino traits separate from one another. This little guy here is actually one of the new lines of tangerines that we're working with. And again, there's a whole bunch of different lines of tangerine, just basically breeding the brightest orange animals together to try to get the brightest animals. And this guy is really shaping up well. I really like this new line because it's a little bit more hypo and their head patterns are super cool. This is a Max Snow stripe. That stripe is a polygenic trait as well, so it's line bred, and the Max Snow is actually a co-dominant mutation, but that's a really gorgeous striped animal. This is actually a radar, which is an eclipse bell albino, and the eclipse just really blows out that pattern. And of course that bell again is just so beautiful. These things are killing me. I'm loving going through these geckos. I haven't had much of a chance to look at them, to be totally honest with you. Jessica's been taking care of all these guys, so as I'm going through, I'm just getting more and more excited looking at all these awesome babies. Okay, you guys remember that I really love those Dalmatian geckos. I think this is going to be a really good one. It's actually slightly in shed right now, so it's a little bit opaque, but you can certainly see a lot of that freckling and dotting, and that all comes really from Super Snow type stuff, but we line breed it for lots of spots. This is the first baby I've seen this year, and it's going to be pretty awesome because this kind of grayish look is going to turn really white when it gets older. Here's another stunner. I seem to be saying that a lot during this vlog, but it's really true. I mean, how awesome is that? That certainly is a Hypo Tremper, white and yellow, something or other. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I might be IDing some of this stuff wrong because I'm not that good at it. Jessica does a much better job, but even with Jessica, sometimes we make mistakes. There's so many genes in these, it's sometimes hard to keep up on it. And oh, this little bugger right here, he's trying to bite my finger. What are you doing, guys? So there it is. I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of some geckos. I don't want to bore you with a 20-minute video just about baby geckos, but as you can see, we're hatching some crazy stuff. And again, we got through 1, 2, 3, 4 of the racks. And again, the racks go all the way down here, so we have about 15 or 20. I'll keep on doing this from time down. Let me know in the comments, number 1, what your favorite gecko was that I showed you, and number 2, if you want me to do more of this, I'm happy to do it. As for now, let's go look at some ball pythons. We haven't hatched a ton of ball pythons yet, but there's still some stunners that are coming out. Take a look at this one right here. This is actually an Enchi pin Calico yellow belly. Oh my gosh, that thing is so on fire. And again, the Calico kind of adds just a little bit to that side and stuff like that. But with pinstripes, the Calicos usually aren't as extreme as a lot of the other mutations. Same thing with lesser. It's another gene that kind of dumbs down the Calico. But nevertheless, that is a gorgeous snake. And here's a perfect example of what I mean about Calico and lesser. This happens to be a Pastel Woma lesser pinstripe Calico. So that is a 5-gene animal right there. Look at that. And you can certainly see that a little bit more white and pink comes through the side than a normal one for sure, but it's not anything too extreme. But that snake is absolutely gorgeous. And speaking of gorgeous, look at this one right here. This, of course, is a super pastel mimosa. So basically what it is a super pastel ghost or hypo gene, whatever it is, and a champagne mixed together. It almost looks like a black-eyed Lucy. It's just so translucent, but you can see a little smudging on its side. That kind of is the dead giveaway that it's a champagne. Nevertheless, super cool. This is one that's been produced for probably 10 or 12 years, but I still really think it's amazing, and this is a fire spinner ball python. So the fire gene is basically like a co-dominant that produces the black-eyed leucistic, and then of course there's a spider and a pinstripe gene in this little monkey. And I love this animal right here. Ooh, doggy, that thing looks so good. This of course is a ghost cypress honey ball python. Oh my gosh, that thing is absolutely stunning. And this guy would be the definition of stunning right here. Take a look at that. That is a banana motley bee. Now the motley bee is actually a spider in a recessive genetic stripe, and of course the banana is co-dominant as well. Oh my gosh, that thing is ridiculous. And then what's interesting is you just add a pastel gene into that, and look at how different it looks. You know, it kind of just really fades it out. In this case, the pastel I think actually takes away from it a little bit. I still think it's really amazing, and from a genetic standpoint, it's really good to have that pastel gene in it, but certainly one without a pastel is much more beautiful as far as just visually looking at it. Nevertheless, that animal is still super cool. And to give you a baseline of what a genetic stripe is, this is actually a pastel genetic stripe. So this is not like some super crazy animal. It's just a 2-gene, a pastel, which is co-dominant, and a genetic stripe, which is recessive. And I'm super happy to finally have some banana stuff back in stock, because you guys love banana stuff. Every time I get them, they sell out super quick. This happens to just be a fire pastel banana. So this would be what they would call a firefly banana. Nevertheless, a gorgeous snake. I tell you what, it is so exciting to be hatching ball pythons again, and we have a lot of eggs. I mean, we have close to 1,000 eggs still left to hatch, so we're going to have a lot of really cool babies this year. Can't wait to share the entire experience with you. Nevertheless, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of check around and then get out of here, go have some fun with Lori on her birthday. Hey Archie, how are you today? See you later, bud. Bye. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog, just seeing some animals. Every now and then I like doing this anyways, just kind of showing off animals rather than taking you on the whole journey of the day. But the day is far from over. We're heading out to the beach. Well, we're going to get some sun. I haven't been out in the sun much at all, and we're going to test out Lori's paddle boards. It's out and about on the lake, doing some paddle boarding with Lori for her birthday. I'm not that great at this. She's much, much better than I am, but I'm doing my absolute best. It is an absolutely gorgeous day, isn't it, Lori?
Yes, it is.
Taking a little break from the paddling to just kind of chill out here. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it feels like even though there's beaches over there and there's beaches over here and there's some people over here, right in this area, it feels like we're all on our own. You having a good birthday?
Yeah.
Just so you know, that pillar right there, that's how I ended up getting this shot. I put a GoPro right on top of that pillar.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
How old are you?
All right. right, got my wish. Sucks to be you.
All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here and spend the rest of the evening with Lori and the fam and whatever she wants to do because it is her birthday. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's vlog. Really enjoyed those leopard geckos and ball pythons and whatnot. I appreciate you guys allowing me to have a quick vlog today and not have to film all day so I could spend some family time. You guys are amazing and I love you guys so much. Do me a couple favors before we get out of here. Smash that like button, turn the post notifications on, leave a comment down below, let me know what snake morph or leopard gecko morph you love the most. Be kind to someone today and I promise I will see you tomorrow.